Oh, hello everybody. Okay, today you've seen this big white screen. Don't worry, it'll be filled soon. I thought we'd do a deep dive on the Haiku Depot Server. Sometimes you'll see it referred to as just the HDS. And so we can access Haiku Depot repository from the command line. And of course, we've got an app to do it. But you can also access it from the web. Sometimes I just call it the web interface. And you can do it not just from Haiku, but from any browser, any operating system. Well, maybe NetSurf will struggle a little. All right, so it's depot dot Haiku. It's filling it in for me. And you will probably notice I'm not in Haiku at the moment. This is Chrome running on Mac. So just to show you, we'll get a little bit of speed that way. And, I don't have to do it in a slow virtual machine. Okay, so the first thing you have to decide is which of these repositories are relevant to you. Now, Haiku ports, obviously, that's the big one. Beesly and Fat Elk. I am not going to show you how to add that to your system because we did that way back in episode 4 already, which is 2 years ago. And let's see, October 2023. Oh, good times. And then I did it again a year later in a supplemental, which is that 30th of June 2024. So if you want to know how to add this to your system, just go back to those episodes. But you can say, oh, I haven't got these, so I don't need to see them. This gets stored locally, it seems, so it will remember it for the next time. So you don't have to do it every time. Right, then, next thing. What's this? Yeah, that's okay. Next thing is your architecture. Right, and at the moment, you've got x86-64 and x86 GCC2, which is 64 or 32 bits. All right, there's ARM and RISC-V. Let's see what's in ARM. Nothing. Let's see what's in RISC-V. Nothing. Yeah, there is something. Okay, they're further ahead with RISC-V, RISC-V, whatever you want to call it, than I thought. So one day, okay, then here it'll default to showing you featured apps. I'm going to get back to that later. Next, you got two very strange little blocks that you can tick off. And you think, can't there be a tooltip telling me what these are for? Well, there is. It's over here. And this will tell you what they are. Right, so this one enables you to view packages. Let's just put this on alphabetical with source code and with debug information that really is only of interest to developers. Right, so it is visible, but this is turned off by default, and unless you're a developer, just leave it off. This one's more interesting. It's a recent addition, and this one will show you native applications. So this one is a native application. If we click on it, you see, yeah. There we go. Okay. Then we go back. So now no KDE ports, no Java programs. YAB programs, yes, they should be in here. I haven't double checked, but they really should be. Okay, and when you turn it off again, then all the ports will be shown. Here's a little search box. So let's say I need a spreadsheet. And there we have spreadsheets. Okay, with a lot of LibreOffice language modules. Okay. So that's basically it. You get what looks like about 15 per page, and you can go to the next page and the next page. Okay, so this is in alphabetical order. But you're still going to see things like this here, libraries. So what if you say, I don't want to see the libraries, you know, the system can get the libraries it needs, but why do I have to wade through all of them? Then you don't go to alphabetical, you go to categories. And we've got 5 pages of audio apps and 2 pages of education apps, 5 pages of graphics apps, right? And that way you can look and just get the end user programs. You don't get to see all the libraries. That is probably the most useful for most of us. Recent updates, right? Here you can see what has been put in the repositories most recently. Oh, lots of Python libraries. And somebody's been working on the Python libraries lately, right? Sort on version date, or you can sort on most viewed. That's interesting. Right, and since nobody is really going to click on a Python library, here you can get it on what are people clicking on. That is still recent. And Dubol, Alligator, LibreWolf. Oh, all Firefox browsers are very popular. Right. So, and lastly, we have a look at this featured apps. Now, this is from the Haiku Depot app in Haiku. You know, there's a tab featured. And you may wonder who decides what is featured and what is not. Me. Yep, I suggested that we do something because the featured tab had been stagnant for a long time, and I suggested a way that we could fix that, and to pay for my sins, I got the job. So there's a list of about 30 that stay in there, that we want in there all the time. And then the rest, as things get updated, as things get added, I put them on the list. And then occasionally I clean that up and start over, right? And so that featured list is now more of a living entity. I mean, there was a massive flood of KDE apps just the other day, and I spent most of a Sunday afternoon adding them. And then 3 weeks later, I spent most of a Sunday afternoon taking them off again. So that list will always be slightly the same and slightly different. Okay, so what can we do? Right? First of all, if you go in here, you can log in. And here my password manager is active. So because I have an account here, and you don't have to have an account to use this interface, but if you have it, you can do a few more things. All right, let's see, Art Paint. All right, so give some information. Then you get the user ratings and star ratings. And some of them are a little bit old, but they never get taken off. So just be very careful which version they're commenting on, because it may have been fixed already. Right, so when you add a rating, then you get this. And I can do that because I'm signed in. I have an account. Set up an account. It doesn't cost money. Right. Then you can do all sort of things. Now I've got sort of super user rights on this. I'm not sure you will be able to do all of these things, but you will be able to download the icon and to download the package. So if you're doing this in a Haiku browser on Haiku, you'll be able to download the package for Art Paint. And once you've got it, you just double click on it and it installs. Now you think, but what about all the dependencies? It will download the dependencies. That's the beauty of our packaging program. Wherever you get this excuse me, end user package, it will go and fetch the dependencies it needs. So yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Right, so you won't be able to edit the prominence. You might be able to edit the categories, I'm not sure. Okay, so one final thing. Let's just go home. There we go. You can change the language. Well, let's change it to Dutch. But, hello. Okay, I know the Dutch speak very good English, but this looks like English. No, it's still featured. What has changed? What has changed? I've only been able to find these categories that have actually changed. Right, so I think there's a little more translation work to be done there. And I think I'll just put it back to English. And that's it. It's actually a very simple thing to use, once you get the hang of it. And what all I can say is just be sure you get the right one of these two, right? 32-bit is slowly dying, and I really do wish we had a 32-bit subsystem, because then we could just unify this just a little bit more. But apparently that is very difficult. Okay, I think that is enough, and already turning out to be one of my longest videos, and I'm not even running Haiku to make it. Blasphemy. Bye-bye.